BBC One. The 1 o'clock news from the BBC with Phillip Hayton. Good afternoon. There's been a breakthrough in the talks between the government and Northern Ireland's main political leaders. The Ulster Secretary now says he expects to start substantive talks about devolved government very soon. Violence erupts and Serbs set up barricades after Bosnia-Herzegovina votes for independence. President de Klerk starts campaigning for a yes vote in South Africa's referendum on reform. And the mission to rescue a whale dumped in Russia's Black Sea. The Northern Ireland Secretary Peter Brook says he hopes substantive talks on devolved government for Northern Ireland will begin very soon. The surprising announcement came a short while ago after he'd spent the morning in talks with the leaders of four main political parties in the province. Earlier, one of the two Presbyterian clergymen, who last month met leaders of the loyalist paramilitary organisation, the Ulster Defence Association, said he may also be prepared to meet Sinn Féin.
No one had expected there'd be any meetings like this between the Northern Ireland party leaders before the election campaign, and certainly no return to full political negotiations. But there's a new impetus in Ulster politics, and the leaders met the Northern Ireland Secretary at Stormont Castle near Belfast this morning, a meeting originally scheduled to concentrate on the economy. But inevitably that was overtaken by Friday's announcement from the four leaders that they would resume political talks as soon as possible. A statement said Peter Brook expected substantive talks to begin very soon, and it seems certain that a gap between Anglo-Irish meetings allowing them to happen will be announced at the next meeting of British and Irish ministers on Friday. But the new political mood really began at the meeting between the Prime Minister and the Northern Ireland leaders at Downing Street. His message was that the upsurge in violence must be met by political action, something they've now put into effect. But there's a formula which makes clear negotiations will cease on the calling of the election and resume after polling day. That leaves very little time for progress before the vote, but means the efforts to find a new form of government for the province will continue whoever is in power afterwards. The politicians were criticised today for failing to make more progress by one of the Presbyterian clergymen who secretly met the legal loyalist paramilitary group, the Ulster Defence Association, last month. At a news conference today, the churchmen wouldn't spell out what the UDA had said when they were asked to pull back from the brink. But one of the clergymen who had helped arrange a ceasefire with the IRA in the mid-70s, a people in County Clare, said he would meet Republicans again.
One of the reasons why I might be interested, curious shall we say, in talking to Sinn Féin, is to see whether they have any more idea whatsoever what makes Protestants in particular, Presbyterians, tick than their predecessors did as people. This is part of the problem that people are living in fantasy worlds, dream worlds, and when Irish people begin dreaming, so often the result is killing.
All this has come about because of this year's upsurge in murder. 30 people have died in incidents like the murder of 5 Catholics at the Belfast betting shop, and that was said to be in retaliation for the murder by the IRA of 8 Protestant workmen in County Tyrone. The politicians and churchmen want that sort of cycle broken.
The Yugoslav Republic of Bosnia-Herzegovina is said to be on the brink of civil war following this weekend's referendum on independence. In the capital, Sarajevo, rival ethnic groups have erected barricades and brought the city to a standstill. At least one person died overnight, and there's been sporadic gunfire all morning. A third of the population are Serbs who want to remain within Yugoslavia. They boycotted the vote, but Muslims and Croats appear to have overwhelmingly backed independence. From Sarajevo, Martin Bell.
The voting ended, and within hours the shooting began. The two main communities here, Serbs and Muslims, were in fear of each other. But it was the Serbs who came out of their enclaves and set up a roadblock of buses and trams just 150 yards from the Parliament building. Here they stopped and searched everything that moved. 5 policemen were disarmed, and after that the police kept their distance. One man at least was killed, shot dead at point-blank range at a roadblock, his documents taken from him. By first light, the Serbs had strengthened their position, adding covering fire from a tall building overlooking the barricade. It was as if they had prepared for this. They were well armed and determined to stay.
On cherche seulement les petits qui sont tués, nous les amis. C'est tout.
Their leader explained to me that they were only looking for the people who killed their friends. He was referring to an incident yesterday, and he blamed the government. President Izetbegovic and the Muslims were responsible, he said. I asked him if this was war.
Pas encore, mais...
Not yet. But if they don't hand over the people who are to blame for this, there will be war.
On fait la guerre.
The Muslims have armed themselves, but not yet retaliated. They feel threatened, and in some cases robbed. They're bandits, he said. Paid bandits. The same ones who were communists. On a practical level, people have been unable to go to work. The city is deserted, there is no public transport, and Sarajevo is sealed off from the outside world. One Bosnian said, it's like a nightmare. I want to wake up and find myself in the Bosnia I know. But the waking nightmare continues, and so does the standoff. Bosnia has, until this morning, been relatively peaceful. But a leading Serb here was asked if the people were prepared for war. Prepared for it, he said, they're born for it. Martin Bell, BBC News, Sarajevo.
In the latest pre-election campaigning, the Liberal Democrat leader Paddy Ashdown has said education and training would be his party's main spending priority in government. Labour and the Conservatives have been attacking each other over the economy and taxation.
The Liberal Democrats say by rights, education should be dominating this election campaign, and that they would guarantee to spend £2 billion investing in Britain's schools, updating the buildings and improving the resources. And they've taken a political gamble, saying they'd put up taxes by a penny in the pound if that was needed to pay for it.
I want to make it absolutely clear today that the essential investment on education and training will be our number one spending priority in government. Our number one spending priority in government.
The two parties with more realistic hopes of being in government after the election weren't unveiling policies of their own, but continuing to make claims about their rivals' plans. The Conservatives said that Labour would deliver a double whammy, and took some time explaining what that meant.
Double blow. Oxford English Dictionary. Wham. Wham. You know, onomatopoeia.
Some ministers privately admit they have little chance of winning this election campaigning on their record. Instead, they intend to frighten voters off Labour.
Labour would wreck recovery and ruin our prospects, and every man, woman and child in the country would pay the price.
Labour returned the compliment with a new poster of their own, claiming that the Conservatives plan to increase value-added tax and so do violent damage to the housing market. They say VAT would have to go up to pay for the Conservatives' long-term promise to cut income tax 20 pence in the pound.
The Tory sums just don't add up. There is a gaping hole in their policies which must be filled, and that is why we believe that once again VAT will be used by the Conservatives when they find they are strapped for cash.
The Liberal Democrats hope they can impress the voters and pick up votes by steering clear of what they call the mudslinging. It's certainly true that so far this has been a very negative campaign, with both the main parties concentrating on attacking each other rather than projecting a more positive vision.
United Nations officials in Somalia are still trying to negotiate a permanent ceasefire to end